In our previous video, we discussed the Second Council of Ephesus. In this video, we will discuss the Council of Chalcedon. We won't go into the details, we'll just have a very quick overview. But first, let's recap the results of Second Ephesus. The Council of Second Ephesus voted to acquit Eutychus of the claims levied against him of heresy and restore him to his rank. It also accepted the Alexandrian interpretation of the hypostatic union and rejected the Antiochene interpretation. The council excommunicated Theodoret of Cyrus on grounds of Nestorianism, and also excommunicated Bishops Flavian and Eusebius for causing a scandal by their actions in Constantinople. Pope Leo of Rome rejected the results of Second Ephesus and asked for a new council to be held, but Emperor Theodosius II rejected his request, affirming his full faith in the results of the Council of Second Ephesus. Things only got worse from that point. 2 deaths would set the Chalcedonian schism in motion. The first death was that of Bishop Flavian of Constantinople. He died shortly after the Second Council of Ephesus. The detractors of the Second Council of Ephesus used his death to spread rumors that he had been beaten and injured during the council and died as a result of those wounds. The second death was that of Emperor Theodosius II. He died in July 28, 450 AD, after he fell off his horse and broke his neck. His successor, Marcian, married his sister Pulcheria in order to secure the throne. Marcian and Pulcheria didn't really care about the Christological dispute. They were more focused on securing prestige for themselves and for the capital city of Constantinople. Having the Bishop of Alexandria excommunicate the Bishop of Constantinople was thus a big no-no for them. They agreed with Pope Leo and accepted his demands for a new council. They called for a new council to be held in Nicaea in 450 AD. However, the Huns invaded the Roman Empire, and this council never happened. A year later, in 451 AD, they called for another council to be held in Chalcedon, a small town on the outskirts of Constantinople. This location was chosen so that the emperor could attend some of the sessions in person and closely monitor the council. Just like with Second Ephesus, Pope Leo decided not to attend the council in person. Instead, he would send 3 more legates: Bishop Pascasinus, Bishop Lucentius, and Father Boniface. Unlike previous ecumenical councils, which were moderated by the clergy, the Council of Chalcedon was moderated by an imperial commission, known as the Senate. These commissioners were not considered council members and were not allowed to vote, but they still had a great amount of influence on the council. For example, they were the ones who started the sessions, accepted topics for discussion, asked questions, examined witnesses, took votes, and closed the sessions. While the imperial commissioners managed and moderated the sessions, the 3 Roman legates served as the council's leaders. Bishop Pascasinus was declared the president of the council, while Bishop Lucentius and Presbyter Boniface acted as whips. The Roman legates were first to vote on all issues. This ensured that everyone present knew how Pope Leo wanted the vote to go. Those who voted against the opinion of the legates were met with threats. It was clear to everyone who was running this show and how they wanted things to go. So much so that in one of the council's letters to Pope Leo, they referred to him as the chief of the assembly, even though he hadn't bothered to show up in person. The Council of Chalcedon had multiple sessions. Only the first 6, however, focused on Christology. So, we will only focus on those 6. In the first session, the council focused on what had happened at the Synod in Constantinople and the Second Council of Ephesus. The results of their discussion was the acquittal of Bishops Flavian, Eusebius, and Theodoret of Cyrus, and the arrest of Pope Dioscoros. In Session 2, the council reviewed the articles of the Orthodox faith. This would include the Creed of Nicaea, the Creed of Constantinople, St. Cyril's letters to Nestorius, the Formulary of Reunion, and a new edition, the Tome of Leo. In Session 3, the council tried and condemned Pope Dioscoros for refusing to appear before the council after being thrice summoned. While the Acts of the Council placed this as Session 3, many scholars today believe that these events would have happened prior to Session 2. They explained that later historians had flipped the 2 sessions in order to make Pope Dioscoros' excommunication seem more on grounds of faith rather than just protocol. The true order of events, however, is that Pope Dioscoros had been arrested, tried, and excommunicated before any discussion of the faith had occurred at the Council of Chalcedon. In the fourth session, the faith of the Egyptian bishops and monks was examined. The tome of Leo was also examined to make sure that it was in line with the teachings of St. Cyril. Ironically, one of the people assigned to examine the tome of Leo was Theodoret of Cyrus, a known Nestorian. In session 5, the council drafted a definition of the Chalcedonian faith, and in session 6, Emperor Marcian joined the council and they decreed that the Christological controversy was over once and for all. While the Council of Chalcedon declared the issue of Christology to be resolved, they had only further solidified the division in the Church, a division which we are still attempting to mend to this day.